Hi, so today I'm going to start a kind of beginners type series for people who are interested in the craft or practice, or who are interested in becoming more spiritual, um, or for people who have started trying to practice but don't really know where to look for information. Whether you're interested or are actually actively wanting to practice, I'm going to be doing a series which will aid people of both areas. Obviously, I'll be talking about things from my own perspective, but I will also put you in the direction of other people, other books, which can give you maybe a slightly different perspective to my own, because obviously you shouldn't be basing all your information off of one person. You should be looking in a variety of places to get your information. So today I just wanted to recommend a few YouTube channels, because when I started, the first thing I did was I read the Wicca Bible. I can't remember who it's by, but there's like a series. There's like the Crystal Bible, the Tarot Bible, the Spells Bible, all those books. And the first book I read was the Wicca Bible. However, my interest in that sort of thing sprung from an interest in fairies and magic, which I'd had ever since I was little, which never went away. And also sprung from my interest in Arthurian legend. Just in case people don't know what Arthurian legend is, it's the stories of King Arthur, Merlin, Camelot, and all that stuff. But those are the things that actually sprung my interest in the craft. However, once I actually started reading about it properly, my interest just grew more and more, and I realised it was kind of where I needed to be, as it were. However, I would say for people who are interested but you either don't have access to a library or don't have access to books for financial reasons, there are a variety of YouTube channels and websites as well, which are just as good of a resource as reading a book would be. Sometimes actually better, because things can sometimes be a lot more clear when spoken rather than read. So today I'm going to be recommending a few YouTube channels. I've written down a list here of the YouTube channels which I'm going to recommend, and I'm going to tell you why I recommend them as well. So the first YouTube channel which I would recommend would be Dragonfeather369. Now, to her viewers, she is known just as Dragonfeather. However, the actual channel, if you were to search for it, would be Dragonfeather369. Now, what I like about her channel is that, first of all, she's actually a younger follower of her spirituality, because obviously I don't want to say like pagan, because not everybody who's on YouTube will refer to themselves as pagan. Not a lot of them actually don't give themselves necessarily titles, but for the purpose of this video I'm just going to say pagan, simply because it saves a lot of time. But yeah, she is a young pagan who has a lot of knowledge, actually. I think she's a similar age to myself, actually. I'm 19. But she does so many videos giving so much information that is actually relevant to beginners and people who have been practicing for years. She has quite a broad audience, and I think that her videos just are so useful if you're a beginner, particularly, well, any of them. You could just scroll through the channel, and if something catches your eye that you're trying to learn about, you could watch that video. But she's got so much information. Her channel is such a useful resource. I would definitely recommend visiting her, especially if you are a younger person, simply because the way she speaks, it's more, you can identify with her more than maybe some of the older YouTubers in the pagan community. Not that you can't identify with some of the older ones, but I mean, she communicates in a way that's more, I guess, accessible if you are younger. So that's why I would recommend her, particularly to younger beginners. The second channel I would recommend is Lunar Wisdom. Now, Lunar Wisdom is a channel presented by a pagan who goes by the name of Cricket Song. And I think she's absolutely brilliant. I love her videos so much. She has so much knowledge and talks about a lot of topics which sometimes can be a bit controversial, sometimes not so. And she talks about such a broad range of elements of paganism that she is a really useful resource, again, to beginners and experienced pagans alike. For a beginner, she does actually provide a lot of clear, detailed information in an understandable manner. She's not like a infobot, this is this, that is that. She explains it and communicates it in a friendly manner, not just an understandable manner, but a friendly manner. And I really like that about her channel. Now, the third channel I would recommend is Pagyptian. It's actually spelled Pagyptian. And her channel, I like her channel because she doesn't necessarily always do like tutorial style videos or discuss things like ritual all the time. She goes into a lot of topics that are related to paganism or spirituality, but are also historical as well. And what I like about her channel is that she's always looking for the relevance to her, and she really does study in a lot of detail the things she does and looks at whether it's relevant to her or not. And she creates videos for herself in a way, and in doing that it kind of makes it more interesting because she's not necessarily targeting a specific sort of person to view her videos. She is literally making them for herself, which makes them interesting because she can, in doing that, explore a variety of topics which maybe not a lot of people would always explore. So if you're wanting to see some more unusual topics or some more interesting topics, or maybe newer topics which not everyone on the YouTube community has explored, then I would definitely recommend giving her channel a look. On top of that, she again is also another younger, slightly older than Dragon Feather, but she's another younger end of the spectrum, creating videos, and she talks in a way that's accessible to everyone. She makes it accessible to younger and older people as well, which I quite like. I like the fact that such a broad range of ages can watch her videos and take from them. I think that's actually a really, really powerful way of presenting the information, and I think it's definitely a useful resource in those terms. Now, the fourth one is a channel I absolutely adore. The channel is Laura Dallingan. Laura Dalligan. I'm really bad with See? I'm really bad with pronouncing things sometimes. But yeah, the fourth channel, is Laura Dalligan. And she explores things to do with fairies, to do with astrology. She talks about a very, very vast amount of things, but she goes into detail, and she presents it in an informative way, but kind of also expresses it through like her own experiences in a way as well, and like explains in a way kind of why these things are relevant to her, and also puts suggestions to other people for like how they could utilize the information in a way. And so she is a very good channel to go and visit as well. I think I'm going to end it on this 5th channel today, because I think 5 channels for now is enough. There are so many channels I could talk to you about, but I think 5 is enough for now. And the 5th channel that I would recommend is Harmony Love. The woman who runs this channel is called Mandy, and she has had a variety of channels in her time on YouTube. However, she does provide some very useful, she's very down to earth in the way she speaks as well. She provides really useful information, and particularly for beginners. I mean, she does do videos like discussion videos, which are more suitable for more experienced practitioners, but she also presents information for less experienced people as well. And what I like about all 5 of the channels that I have spoken to you about, they aren't patronising, they aren't kind of daunting, they don't try to like give you information that's wrong. They do research. You can tell that they research the topics they're talking about. Sometimes they do videos that are giving their own opinion on things, but when they do those videos, they express that it is their opinion, which is another thing I like about them. But at the same time, they are accessible to such a broad range of audiences that their information is particularly useful. Now, in my time since I have started following the pagan community on YouTube, there have been so many channels and so many different things happening, channels closing or people stopping making videos and stuff, that there have been so many channels that were relevant to me at the time when I began. But I think for beginners today, these 5 are probably some of the best for beginners who are starting today. They upload regularly still, fairly regularly, not always as regularly as viewers would like, but fairly regularly upload. And they give you good information that's relevant to today. There were videos I watched in the past on channels which were relevant for me when I started, but a lot of the channels that I did watch when I started have kind of dissolved. But I do continue to watch YouTube videos and also make them as well. And the 5 that I have given, I believe, are very useful and also just interesting in general. So that's, well, the end of this video really. That's the 5 YouTube channels which I believe are the most relevant at the moment out of the ones I watch. Obviously there are so many channels on YouTube. These are just out of ones that I personally have watched. You may discover a channel I've never even seen that could be absolutely brilliant, so don't take these as the only ones, as it were. But yeah, they are very good channels and I would highly recommend them. In my next video I will probably talk to you more about books. I understand not a lot of people can use books because they don't, for example, have a library card for their local library, or their library doesn't actually take in books of this type, or they simply can't afford to get books from the bookshop, which is understandable, which is why I've done this video first about YouTube channels. But my next video will be about books. You may find the video interesting anyway, even if you don't have access to any books at this time. You can always find this information on the internet as well. But for now, I shall draw this video to an end, and I shall see you next time.